Hello, my name is Kate Keter. I'm a professional genealogist undertaking family history research for clients, and I'm also a tutor on Strathclyde University's genealogy and family history courses. I live in a small town in the central belt of Scotland called Linlithgow. As you can see from this modern map, Linlithgow is well placed in relation to the main cities of Glasgow, Edinburgh, and Stirling. Its central location shows why it was chosen as the site of a royal residence as early as the 12th century. It was given a royal charter by King Robert II in 1388. As you can imagine, though, for a place that's been around that long, there are lots of stories to tell. I just don't have time to tell you them today. Of course, because of its age, the town has appeared in maps many times, all of which can be found on the National Library of Scotland's Maps website. It appeared in about 1593 in the map by Timothy Pont, in 1773 in the map by Andrew and Mostyn Armstrong, and in 1820 John Wood created a detailed plan of the town, though, just to confuse us, he decided to draw his map with east to the top of the page rather than north, as we would expect to see today. And it's this map from 1820 that I want to look at more closely. It was one of around 150 created by Wood of towns all over Great Britain, all annotated in the same way as this one. And as can be seen when we zoom into just one area, he recorded lots of wonderful details. The names of many of the residents, the principal buildings, and in the case of Linlithgow, where in 1570 the then Regent of Scotland, James, Earl of Murray, was shot in what is claimed by some to have been the first assassination of a government official using a firearm. But what can this map tell us about the town 200 years ago? Well, starting at the east end of the town, on the road that led to Edinburgh, there was a toll marked on the map. This was by no means idle or redundant, as we can see from this newspaper advertisement, looking for someone to operate the toll, dated March 1820. The toll's name of Magdalen or St. Magdalene's is still in use in the town to this day. It came originally from the Hospital of St. Mary Magdalene, run by the Knights of St. John, which was located in this same area. Later, it was the name of the distillery that opened nearby in 1880. And now it is the name of the housing development situated on the site of the old distillery. Just past the toll was the Tron, nothing to do with the movie of the same name. In Scotland, a Tron was a weighing beam used by the borough to standardise the weighing of merchandise. It's long gone from Linlithgow now, but this is a reconstructed one in the village of Stenton in East Lothian. Further down the road, near the junction of the roads marked on the map as High Port and Lake or Low Port, another name still in use today in the Low Port Primary School, there is the first of 4 inns recorded. There was the Three Crowns Inn, the Golden Lion Inn, the Crown Inn, and the Commercial Inn. It's interesting to think that a small town of just 2,500 inhabitants with one main street stretching only about half a mile in length needed 4 inns. But then Linlithgow was the principal town in the county at that time, holding markets and having visitors of all kinds. So that's why they needed those inns. Of these 4 buildings, only one remains today. The Golden Lion Inn became the Red Lion Inn at some time. Here it is in 1956. Today, the building is a Category B listed, and it houses a restaurant on the ground floor. 3 of these inns may no longer be around, but there are plenty to replace them. One such replacement is shown on Wood's map as the home at 1 High Street of John Boyd Esquire, Provost, which is the equivalent of mayor. Boyd was provost for about 12 years and did a lot for the town. But because of his opposition to the railway, which opened in Linlithgow in 1842, with the station being built just behind his home, he sold up. The house was then converted into the Star and Garter Hotel, as it still is today. You can see just how close the station building is, as it's just to the left behind the hotel in this photograph. As well as inns, the town had 4 churches: the main or established parish church of St Michael's, the anti-burgher church, the burgher church, and the independent. These churches all continue today in one form or another after various amalgamations, but only one building still remains, that of the parish church of St Michael's, recognised today by many because of its iconic crown of thorns spire. Of course, there are other buildings marked on the map: the flesh market, the school, and the town hall at the centre of the town, the glue manufactory, thankfully on the outskirts of the town, a tannery, a building marked as the Incorporation of Shoemakers, known locally up until not that long ago as Shoemakers Land, and a building for the Society of Masons. But what of the people? Several names have appeared in the sections of this map that I've shown. Wood actually records over 180 names on this map, although it's sure that some of them were undoubtedly duplicates. Frustratingly, most of the people are simply recorded by their surname, with no first name given, making it a challenge to find out more about them at times. To do that, you really need to look at other sources. One such source that is close in date is Pigott and Co.'s Directory of Scotland for 1825 to 26, which can be found on the Internet Archive or on the National Library of Scotland's Directories website. It has 3 pages of information on Linlithgow. And as you can see, it provides not just people's first names, but also their occupations and where they were located. Yes, this is 5 years after Wood's map, so there will have been some changes, but I suspect not that many. But Pigott only records 2 inns, the Golden Lion and the 3 Crowns. Had the other 2 closed in the time between the map and the directory? Probably not, which serves as a good reminder that not everyone is recorded in the directory because you had to pay for your entry. In the time I have left, I'd like to have a look at just one name from Wood's map and see what we can find out about them and from where. Pigott records John Gibson as a glue maker, and the map shows Mr. Gibson's glue manufactory. There is also a John Gibson recorded as a skinner in the High Street, and there's a Mr. Gibson on the map in the High Street. Were these 2 different men with the same name, or one man combining the jobs of skinner, someone who dealt in animal hides, and glue manufacturer at a time when glues were made from animal hides? Well, there's only one man called John Gibson recorded in the old parish registers in Linlithgow at this time. He and his wife, Margaret Murray, had 8 children baptised between 1801 and 1821. And in the entry of the youngest child, John was described as a skinner. But when his wife died in 1843, she was described as the relict or widow of the deceased John Gibson, sometime glue manufacturer there. Then there's the gravestone in St Michael's churchyard. that tells us that John Gibson died in 1831 and was a skinner, tanner, and glue manufacturer. His eldest son, also called John, died the following year, aged just 32. Could the son have been the John Gibson recorded in the High Street on Wood's map? He would have been just 20 years old at that time, so I think possibly not. I reckon that the glue manufactory was John Gibson's place of work, and the house in the High Street was the family home. But what do you think? There are many, many more stories attached to the town and to the people recorded on John Wood's map, but I have no more time just now. If you'd like to hear more, then please do get in touch and ask me. I hope you've enjoyed this talk and all the others during All About That Place this year. If you'd like to contact me, my details are on the screen now. Thank you for listening.